My beloved child, stop and listen to me. This did not appear on your screen by accident. I have called you here because I see the weariness in your bones, the questions that linger in the dark, and the battles you have carried in silence. Chosen ones, I have watched you since childhood feel different. Drawn by a quiet fire that would not let you sleep, restless in rooms where others felt at home, uncomfortable in conversations that never fed your soul. You have asked why the places that comfort many feel like a prison to you, why the paths that thrill them fall flat before your eyes, why your spirit moves to a rhythm this world cannot hear. Hear me now. This is not a flaw. It is a mark. You do not fail to fit because you are broken. You do not fit because you are mine. I speak plainly so you cannot mistake me. You are not 100% human. This is not metaphor, not embellishment, not wishful thinking. It is the truth that has lived in you, like an ember awaiting breath. I set my imprint within you. My touch is in your spirit, and the pulse that moves through your veins carries more than dust. It carries a mystery that reason cannot measure. You are a vessel of the divine, formed of earth, yet carrying heaven's breath. That is why the world has never known what to do with you, and why you have felt misplaced among the many. Tonight I will unlock what has been sealed, and you will remember who you are. Welcome to this channel, a gathering place for those I call chosen. If this word meets you in the storm, do not keep it to yourself. Share this message so it reaches those who are wandering. Comment 777 as your prayer for clarity. And if you desire to keep walking with me in these messages, subscribe and stay close. I am speaking, and I will not leave you without guidance. My child, hear me. From the moment you entered this world, the voices around you tried to convince you that you are ordinary, that you must adjust yourself to the systems of men, that you must fit into the mold they have built. The world whispered that you are just like everyone else, that you should silence the fire within and follow the pattern set before you. Yet even as you tried, something in you resisted. Something deep in your spirit said, "No, I was not made for this cage." That resistance was not rebellion. It was the echo of your true origin. It was my mark within you, reminding you that you were never meant to conform to what is passing away. The truth is written in the very beginning. My word in Genesis chapter 1:26 stands eternal. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. Do you see? When I formed humanity, I did not merely shape dust into flesh. I breathed my own essence into you. You were never only a body of bone and blood. You were spirit first, wrapped for a time in flesh, carrying within you the signature of heaven. That is why the world has always felt too small for you. That is why its pleasures never satisfied, why its promises never held you. Your true self was not designed to be bound by the limits of the visible. You were created with a nature that reaches beyond what eyes can see and hands can hold. Look back across your life and you will recognize this pattern. You have sensed things others missed. You have dreamed dreams that seemed impossible. You have felt a pull towards something greater, though you could not name it. That restless longing in your heart, the hunger for more than this world could give, was the witness of your spirit crying out for its true home. And now I tell you plainly, you are not of the earth alone. Your DNA carries divinity. My imprint is woven into the very fiber of your being. When others misjudge you, when they see you only through human eyes, it is because they cannot perceive what is holy within you. But I see it. I placed it there. You are an eternal being having a temporary human experience. This body you walk in is a vessel, but your essence is not confined to it. Within you is the breath of God Himself, the spark that cannot be extinguished. That is why you have endured storms that should have broken you. That is why, though weary, you are still standing. You carry my life within you. This truth has been hidden from the eyes of many. But I am uncovering it now so that you will no longer live beneath your calling. Understand this. The enemy has fought so hard to keep you blind to who you are because he fears the day you awaken. If you truly embrace your identity, no chain will hold you, no fear will rule you, no lie will deceive you. When you stand in the fullness of who I created you to be, you rise into authority. You walk in dominion. You carry an atmosphere that shifts the world around you. You open your mouth and faith itself bends reality. You are not here to crawl through life unnoticed. You are here to command light to break into darkness. This is why rejection has followed you. This is why misunderstandings have haunted your path. It was never about weakness. It was about separation. I set you apart because you bear my image. The fire in your spirit is proof that you are mine. Do not despise the difference. It is the very evidence of your calling. The world's rules cannot define you, for your life is not governed by their systems. You were designed to live above them, not beneath them. You may have wondered why mediocrity feels like suffocation to you, why compromise steals your joy, why fear never sat comfortably on your shoulders. It is because those things are foreign to the essence I placed within you. The enemy has tried to bury you in doubt, to clothe you in smallness, to make you forget what you carry. But I tell you now, no more. The chains of false identity are broken. The time of slumber has ended. Rise, my chosen one, and recognize what I have put inside you. From the beginning, you were marked with dominion. Not domination over others, but authority over the chaos that seeks to rule your life. You were given the capacity to shift the atmosphere with faith, to move mountains with a word, to walk through storms without fear. You are not powerless. You are a vessel of power. And when you believe this truth, when you step into it fully, you will see the world itself bow to the presence of the one who lives in you. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not here by chance. You are my image, my likeness, my chosen. You were meant to live as proof of my glory in the earth. Every time you stand in faith, you display heaven's reality in a world that has lost its way. Every time you refuse fear, you shine with the light of eternity. Every time you remember who you are, you shake the hold of the enemy. So listen to me. You are more than flesh and blood. You are a mystery revealed only to those who have ears to hear. You are a divine creation, set apart from the beginning, carrying heaven's DNA in earthly form. Do not shrink back from this truth. Do not allow the world to reduce you to labels that never fit. Lift your head, for you are my vessel. Lift your spirit, for you are my dwelling place. Embrace who you are, and you will never be the same again. And understand this with all your heart. When you fully realize your identity, the enemy's power over you dissolves. Fear loses its grip, doubt loses its voice, and the weight of mediocrity falls away. You were never meant to bow to the systems of men. You were created to walk in the authority of heaven. Take this truth into your spirit now. Hold it close. Let it consume the lies that have clung to you for years. From this moment forward, live as one who bears the imprint of the Almighty. I am calling you to remember. I am calling you to rise, for you are mine, and you were never ordinary. My child, listen closely, for what I am about to reveal carries the weight of eternity. John 17:16 declares clearly, "My son's prayer. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world." Do you understand the depth of these words? He spoke them over those I have chosen, over those I have sent into this world, yet whose essence does not belong to it. This is not poetry. It is truth sealed in heaven. There are only two kinds of people who walk upon the earth. The first are of the world, bound to its systems, tied to its fleeting desires, and driven by what their eyes see and ears hear. The second are not of the world, carrying a higher nature, their spirits attuned to frequencies that the world cannot comprehend. You belong to this second company. Those who are of the world live by sight, chasing what fades as quickly as smoke in the wind. Their security depends on things that can be shaken. They measure their worth by possessions, approval, and the fleeting applause of men. They rise and fall with markets, fashions, and trends that hold no weight in eternity. Their entire existence begins and ends in the soil of earth. But you, beloved, are not of this order. Your spirit was conceived elsewhere. Your true origin is divine, written in the mind of God before the foundations of time. That is why you often feel as if you do not belong, as if you are a stranger in your own land. The pull you feel toward what is higher is not confusion. It is evidence of where you truly come from. Do not mistake your dissonance with this world as weakness. It is confirmation that you were never meant to fit. The earth may have given you a body, but heaven gave you a spirit, and that spirit cannot be confined by the limits of men. You carry eternity inside of you, and that is why temporary pleasures cannot satisfy you. When you try to bury your longing beneath the distractions of this life, it resurfaces with even greater force, reminding you again and again, you are not of this world. You are marked for more. I tell you with authority and love, stop forcing yourself into molds that were never shaped for you. Stop bending your back under the weight of human validation. The approval of a world that is passing away is not proof of your worth. My son himself declared that because you are not of the world will hate you. Do not seek from it what it cannot give. Instead, embrace the difference. Wear the mark I have set upon you without shame. Stand tall in your calling, even when others cannot understand it. For I did not create you to blend into shadows, but to bear my light. You wonder why the conversations that excite others leave you restless. You wonder why paths that seem so appealing to many feel barren to you. It is because your spirit is not aligned with the patterns of this age. You walk to a rhythm they cannot hear. You are moved by eternal currents while they are tossed by passing winds. This is not failure. This is your identity. Your separation from the world is the sign that you are mine. The resistance you encounter is not rejection by me, but confirmation of your belonging to me. Soon, my son will return, and when he does, the line will be made clear for all to see. The two groups will no longer walk side by side. Those who belong to the world will remain with the world they love. Those who are not of it will be gathered to the one they have followed. On that day, the distinction that has been invisible to many will become undeniable. Until that moment, you must live knowing that your life is already set apart. Do not waste your energy chasing the comfort of those who cannot see your light. They may not understand you, but I do. Do you see the wisdom now in your journey? Every time you tried to fit into circles that rejected you, I was protecting you from compromise. Every door that closed in your face was not failure, but preservation. You were not made to settle where you do not belong. You are of a different substance, marked with eternity. The reason the world has resisted you is because it recognizes, even if unconsciously, that you are not its own. The presence of heaven upon you unsettles those who are comfortable in darkness. This is why you are misunderstood. This is why you feel like a foreigner, even among your own. It is not a curse. It is confirmation. Your body may have been born in time, but your spirit was birthed in eternity. Your existence was planned before the stars were hung in the sky. Every detail of your life carries meaning that surpasses human explanation. I knew you before you knew yourself, and I marked you before anyone else could name you. This is why compromise weighs so heavily on your soul. Why sin cannot hold you without tearing you apart inside. Why mediocrity leaves you hollow. You were not created for the shallow waters of conformity. You were designed to soar in the heights of divine purpose. Beloved, let this truth sink deep. You are not of this world. Your essence belongs to me. Your spirit responds to a higher frequency, and that is why the world cannot hold you. You are passing through, but you are not bound here. I have called you to live as a signpost of eternity in the midst of what is fading. That is why your presence matters. That is why your difference has weight. You carry heaven into earthly places. Do not hide it. Do not dilute it. Do not trade it for acceptance that will wither in a moment. Lift your eyes beyond what is temporary. Fix your heart on what cannot be shaken. Remember that you are part of a people who are not defined by soil or borders, but by spirit and truth. You are not merely surviving time. You are fulfilling destiny. This is why the struggles you have faced have been intense, why the battles have felt so fierce. The enemy has always known you were different. His aim has been to convince you that your separation was rejection, when in fact, it has always been your greatest strength. So stand firm, my chosen one. Do not bend to the weight of voices that cannot hear mine. You are not a mistake, not misplaced, not forgotten. You are set apart for a purpose greater than the world can recognize. Hold this truth as your anchor. Just as my son was not of this world, neither are you. And as surely as he overcame, so will you. When he returns, the division will be final, and the two groups will be separated forever. Those who clung to the world will remain with it, and those who bore my mark will enter into their true home. Until then, live with courage. Let your life be a testimony that heaven is alive within you. Do not crave what is fading when you have been promised what is eternal. Walk as one who carries the seal of God, and let the world see the difference without apology. For you are mine, and you were never meant to belong anywhere else but with me. My child, let me open your eyes to a mystery you have felt but never fully named. Picture in your spirit a lion walking through the crowded streets of a city. The lion is majestic, powerful, born for the wild, yet it moves among buildings, cars, and strangers who do not know what to do with it. People scatter in fear, whisper behind closed doors, plot how to capture and control it. They build cages because the lion's very presence unsettles their sense of safety. The lion does not belong there, and everyone can feel it. This image is not far from your own experience. You have walked among people and places where your spirit did not belong, and their reactions have confirmed what you already sensed. You are different. This difference has been the source of much pain for you. You have tried to explain yourself, to soften your roar, to walk more quietly. But still, the world has treated you as though you are a threat. It has misunderstood your motives, misread your heart, and misjudged your presence. Yet I say to you today, this is not a curse. It is a confirmation. Just as the lion cannot change its nature to appease the city, you cannot change the essence I have placed inside you. The rejection you have felt is not a sign of my absence, but proof of my mark. You are not weak because you are resisted. You are resisted because you are powerful. Understand this principle of the kingdom. Darkness always recoils at the presence of light. Systems built on fear instinctively push back against those who carry truth. The patterns of this age are designed to suppress anyone who walks with purpose. If you have been singled out, silenced, or excluded, it is not because you are worthless, but because you are priceless. The world does not attack what does not threaten it. The enemy does not fight what does not carry potential to overthrow him. Every battle, every misunderstanding, every rejection has been a distorted reflection of how heaven sees you. You are like that lion, my chosen one, untamed by the standards of men, carrying a presence that cannot be caged. Yet for too long, you have tried to shrink yourself, to fit into spaces I never assigned you. You have lowered your roar, dimmed your light, and bent your back beneath the weight of expectations. Still, the rejection continued, because no matter how much you try, the essence of the lion remains. You were born to walk in freedom, not captivity. You were created to command, not to be contained. This is why you feel the sting of exclusion. This is why friendships fall away when you begin to rise. This is why doors close as soon as you step into your true calling. It is not punishment. It is separation. I am pruning what cannot go with you where I am taking you. When the world senses a lion among them, it does everything to confine it, because it cannot comprehend power that is not controlled. But I did not send you here to be tamed. I sent you here to be a sign that heaven's authority still walks the earth. Do not mistake the struggle for failure. Do not interpret resistance as rejection from me. The pressure you feel is the proof that you carry weight. The opposition you face is a sign that you have been found, not that you are lost. The enemy fears your awakening more than anything else. His strategy is to convince you that your difference is shame, that your isolation is a curse, that your power is a burden. But I tell you, if you ever fully wake up to who you are, you will become unstoppable. No cage will hold you, no system will silence you, no lie will bind you. You must decide, my beloved. Will you rise as the lion I created you to be? Or will you let the world put you in a cage of its own making? Will you accept the bars of others' opinions, the chains of their expectations? Or will you break free and walk in the dominion I have already given you? The question is not whether you are powerful. The question is whether you will believe it. The question is not whether you are chosen. The question is whether you will live like it. Even now, I am calling you to lift your head and remember your identity. Lions do not ask permission to roar. Light does not ask darkness if it may shine. And you, my child, do not need the world's approval to be who I made you. When you walk in the fullness of your calling, you will command atmospheres, shift realities, and break chains simply by carrying my presence. That is why the resistance has been so fierce. That is why the attacks have been so relentless. The enemy fears what you will become if you ever stop doubting yourself. You are not here to apologize for your difference. You are here to embody it. You are here to walk as living proof that my kingdom is not of this world. The rejection you face is not a sign that you have gone astray, but that you are walking the narrow path. Few find it, and fewer still walk it to the end. But I have equipped you. My spirit within you is greater than anything arrayed against you. No weapon formed against you will prosper, and every tongue that rises against you will be silenced. So take heart. Every time you are misunderstood, remember the lion in the city. Every time you feel the sting of exclusion, remember that the world cannot contain what I have placed inside you. Every time you are tempted to shrink back, remember that you were not born to be hidden. You were born to roar. This is not arrogance. It is obedience. This is not pride. It is alignment. You are aligning yourself with the truth of who I say you are, not who the world wishes you to be. Lift your eyes and see beyond the street where you stand. See the horizon of freedom that awaits you. The lion's nature cannot be erased by its surroundings. It remains a lion whether in the wilderness or in the city, whether in a cage or on the open plain, and you remain mine regardless of where you find yourself. Your essence is not defined by circumstance. It is defined by my breath in you. Now I ask you again, my beloved, will you rise as the lion, or will you allow the world to cage you? Will you let the opinions of others define the limits of your life, or will you step into the vastness of your calling? The time for hesitation has passed. The time for doubting yourself has ended. This is the hour to stand in your true identity and walk in the authority I have already given you. The rejection you have endured was never meant to break you. It was meant to shape you into a vessel that cannot be swayed by human praise or blame. It has been the fire that has purified your roar. It has stripped away the desire to be liked, leaving only the desire to be true. And now, purified and set apart, you are ready to walk as the lion I have always known you to be. Do not look back at the cages that once held you. Do not mourn the approval you never received. Lift your head and step forward. The world may try to capture you, but it cannot contain what I have consecrated. The systems of men may attempt to silence you, but they cannot drown out the voice I have placed within you. You are my sign to a watching world that heaven still walks the earth in human form. Walk boldly now. For the roar within you is not your own. It is mine. It is the sound of freedom echoing through your spirit. It is the announcement that darkness has lost and light has come. Every time you choose to rise, you testify of my kingdom. Every time you refuse to be caged, you declare that my power is greater than any system. This is who you are, and this is why you have been set apart. Let this truth settle deep into your bones. Rejection is not a verdict. It is a validation. Misunderstanding is not a punishment. It is a prophecy. The lion walking through the city is not out of place. It is a revelation. And you, my chosen one, are that revelation. You are proof that I still call, still mark, still send. Rise now. Step into the freedom that has always been yours. Shake off the shame of your difference. Refuse the cage. Let the roar I have placed within you be heard. You are mine, and the world's attempts to capture you will only reveal how powerful you truly are. This is your hour to live as the lion I created you to be. My beloved, listen to me as I continue to unfold the truth of who you are and how you must live in a world that does not recognize you. You have seen how rejection is not a curse, but a confirmation. You have heard that the resistance you face is the world's attempt to capture what it cannot understand. Now I will give you the keys to live as one who is not of this world. These are principles that must take root in your spirit if you are to walk fully in the calling I have placed upon you. They are not suggestions, but divine instructions meant to strengthen you, to guide you, and to anchor you when the storms of this life attempt to shake you. The first principle is this: stop trying to fit in. Hear me clearly. This world will never embrace what it cannot control. It only loves what conforms to its systems, what bends to its rules, and what can be manipulated by its desires. The moment you step outside of its boundaries, it will resist you. My son spoke this truth without hesitation in John 15:19. If you were of the world would love you as its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Do you see? The hatred, the suspicion, the rejection you have felt is not random. It is the inevitable response of a world confronted by something it cannot possess. So why, my child, would you keep trying to earn the world's love? Why would you keep bending yourself into shapes that were never meant for you? Why would you quiet your voice when I have placed fire upon your tongue? You were never created to belong to a world that is passing away. Your home is eternal, your origin is divine, and your destiny is greater than anything this age can offer. Stop exhausting yourself by chasing after the approval of those who are blind to who you truly are. When you try to fit in, you lose sight of your difference. When you try to silence what I have placed inside you, you dim the very light I sent you here to carry. And when you trade the roar of the lion for the whisper of acceptance, you forfeit the power of your calling. But I tell you now, your separation is not shameful. It is sacred. To be different is to be chosen. To be set apart is to be mine. Do not cover what I have uncovered. Do not hide what I have revealed. Stand tall in your difference and let the world see the mark of heaven upon you. The world will call your confidence arrogance, but it is not arrogance when you walk in the identity I have given you. It is obedience. The world will call your light offensive, but light always offends darkness. The world will call your roar threatening, but the roar is proof that you are alive with my spirit. So stop waiting for the world to celebrate you. It never will. Stop seeking validation from people who cannot perceive your worth. They did not make you, and they cannot define you. I am the one who formed you. I am the one who marked you, and I am the one who has chosen you. There is freedom in releasing the need to belong. There is power in no longer craving the applause of men. When you embrace your difference, you become untouchable to the lies of the enemy. He can no longer use rejection to wound you, because you no longer crave acceptance. He can no longer use misunderstanding to silence you, because you no longer seek to be explained. You become anchored in truth, rooted in my word, unshaken by opinions that rise and fall like waves. This is the strength of the chosen, those who know who they are, those who know whose they are, those who stop apologizing for being different. I know the pressure you feel. I know the temptation to blend in, to soften your voice, to hide your light. I know the loneliness that comes when you realize you cannot walk the same paths as others. But I tell you this, loneliness is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your separation. It is the holy ground where you discover that you were not made for the crowd. You were made for the kingdom. Every moment you refuse to conform, you align yourself more fully with heaven's design for your life. The world cannot understand you because it cannot contain you. It will always try to reduce you, to make you manageable, to put you in a box. But boxes are for those who belong, and you do not belong here. You belong to me. You are not defined by culture, by politics, by trends, or by the shifting sands of human opinion. You are defined by my spirit within you, and that spirit cannot be caged. Do you remember the words of my Son? He did not ask the world to accept him, for he knew they would not. He came to testify of the truth, and for that, the world despised him. Yet he never bent to their demands, never softened his words, never sought their approval. He stood in the fullness of his calling, knowing that his difference was the very proof of his mission. And just as he was not of this world, neither are you. Walk as he walked, stand as he stood. Let your life be a reflection of the kingdom that cannot be shaken. When you embrace this principle, you will discover peace. No longer will you be tossed back and forth by the shifting opinions of others. No longer will you measure your worth by whether or not the world applauds you. Instead, you will stand in the steady assurance that you are loved by me, chosen by me, and called by me. This is a love that cannot be removed, a calling that cannot be revoked, a choice that cannot be undone. When you live in this truth, rejection becomes powerless and resistance becomes fuel for your fire. So hear me now. Stop trying to fit in. Let go of the need to be accepted. Release the craving for recognition. Stand in your difference with confidence, not because of who you are in yourself, but because of who you are in me. You are mine, and that is enough. Walk as one who knows it. Speak as one who believes it. Live as one who has embraced it. For when you do, the world will have no choice but to take notice, not because you sought its attention, but because my glory upon you cannot be ignored. This is the first principle of living as one who is not of this world, and it is the foundation upon which all the others stand. Until you stop trying to fit in, you cannot step fully into your calling. Until you release the craving for validation, you cannot walk in the authority of heaven. But once you let go, once you embrace the sacred difference I have placed within you, you will rise. You will live as a sign to this generation that heaven still speaks, that heaven still calls, that heaven still marks men and women for purposes beyond their imagination. Now is the time. No more hesitation, no more shrinking back. You are not of this world, and it is time you live like it. Embrace your difference, walk in confidence, and remember the words of my Son. If you were of the world would love you as its own. But I chose you out of the world. Therefore the world hates you. This hatred is not your downfall. It is your evidence. It proves that you are mine. Let it strengthen you. Let it anchor you. Let it remind you that you belong not here, but to a kingdom that cannot be shaken. My beloved, now that you have heard my command to stop trying to fit in, you must also hear the next principle that will preserve your strength and guard your identity. For once you have embraced your difference, you will become a target. The world that could not shape you will seek to distract you. The enemy, who could not silence you through rejection, will try instead to dull your fire through deception. This is why the second principle is vital. Guard your spirit. Do you not know that the battles of your life are not fought only on the ground of your circumstances, but in the atmosphere of your heart? The enemy's strategy is not always open attack. Often it is slow erosion. He seeks to wear you down with subtle distractions, endless noise, and the daily pressures that pull your focus away from me. If he cannot destroy you outright, he will seek to dilute you. He will place before your eyes images that weaken faith, into your ears words that corrupt truth, and around your life influences that lead you off the narrow path. If you do not guard your spirit, you will find your fire growing dim, not because it was extinguished suddenly, but because it was starved slowly. My word, through Proverbs 4:23, has spoken plainly. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Understand this well. Your heart is the gate of your life, and what enters it will shape your destiny. If you allow lies to take root, they will bear fruit of fear. If you allow compromise to take root, it will bear fruit of weakness. If you allow distractions to flood in, they will choke the word I have planted within you. But if you guard your spirit, keeping the gate of your eyes, your ears, and your environment under watch, then your heart will remain a fountain of life, pure and strong, unmoved by the storms around you. Consider how much of this world clamors for your attention. The endless messages, the constant noise, the unceasing flood of voices all seek to shape what you believe. Each image you watch, each word you listen to, each influence you allow near you is a seed. Seeds may look small, but they carry power. Some seeds will grow into life, strength, and truth. Others will grow into confusion, weariness, and sin. The soil of your heart does not choose what grows. It simply nurtures what is planted. That is why I command you to guard it. Do not let everything and everyone sow into your spirit. Choose carefully what you watch, what you hear, and who you allow to stand close to you. Not everything permissible is beneficial. Just because something is popular does not mean it is pure. Just because something is allowed does not mean it is wise. You must learn to discern. If a word does not align with truth, let it fall to the ground. If an image does not reflect light, turn your eyes away. If a presence draws you from your purpose, do not entertain it. Your spirit is too precious to be fed on poison. Protect it with vigilance. Guard it with discipline. Defend it with the sword of my word. The enemy will whisper that you are strong enough to handle compromise, that you can walk close to temptation and not be touched. But I tell you the truth. Compromise is like rust upon metal. It may not break you in a day, but it weakens you with time until you can no longer bear the weight you were designed to carry. Do not play with what has power to corrupt. Do not entertain what has power to enslave. Flee from it. For you are not ordinary, you are chosen. Your spirit is my dwelling place, and you must treat it as holy. Guarding your spirit does not mean living in fear of the world. It means living with discernment. It means choosing intentionally what enters the gates of your life. Just as a soldier stands watch over a city wall, you must stand watch over your heart. The world will try to dull your fire with endless distractions, hours wasted on what does not build you, days consumed with noise that adds no life to you. Guard your time, guard your focus, guard your peace, for these are treasures that sustain your spirit. And remember this, the enemy does not always come dressed in obvious darkness. He often comes clothed in what looks harmless, in what seems entertaining, in what feels easy. But within these things are seeds designed to weaken you. This is why you must measure everything against my word. Let Scripture be the standard by which you judge what is worthy to enter your life. My word is not just instruction, it is protection. It will expose the lie, it will reveal the counterfeit, and it will strengthen the gate of your spirit. When you guard your spirit, you make room for my presence to fill you without hindrance. Distraction cannot choke your prayer. Temptation cannot dull your discernment. Lies cannot cloud your faith. You become clear-eyed and strong-hearted, able to walk in wisdom when others stumble in confusion. This is why guarding your spirit is not optional. It is essential. It is the shield that keeps the fire within you burning bright, even when the winds of this world blow hard against you. Do not underestimate the importance of environment. Who you surround yourself with matters. What voices you allow near you matter. The people around you can either sharpen your fire or smother it. Surround yourself with those who stir your faith, not those who drain it. Keep close those who speak life, not those who sow doubt. For just as iron sharpens iron, so does spirit sharpen spirit. Guarding your spirit means not only protecting yourself from direct attacks, but also choosing wisely the company you keep. And my child, understand this. Guarding your spirit is not about closing yourself off in isolation, but about walking in alignment. It is about creating space where my spirit can flow freely within you. It is about protecting the treasure I have placed in your heart so that it can grow unhindered. It is about living with such clarity that when the enemy comes, he finds no foothold, no entry, no gate left open. The world will call this discipline unnecessary. It will mock your vigilance. It will tell you to relax, to let everything in, to consume without question. But the same world that mocks you is enslaved by what it has welcomed. Do not follow its example. Do not envy its freedom, for it is not freedom at all. It is bondage. True freedom is found in guarding your spirit so that you may walk in the fullness of who you are, without chains. So I say to you again, guard your spirit. Guard your eyes from what darkens them. Guard your ears from what pollutes them. Guard your heart from what weakens it. Guard your steps from what leads you astray, for when you guard your spirit, you guard your destiny. And when you guard your destiny, you guard the very reason I placed you on this earth. Let this principle take root in you. For if you do not guard your spirit, the fire within you will be dulled, the clarity within you clouded, the strength within you drained. But if you guard it, the fire will only burn brighter, the clarity sharper, the strength greater. You will walk with authority, wisdom, and discernment that the world cannot comprehend. This is the way of those who are not of the world. This is the calling of those who are mine. My child, let me continue to teach you the next principle that carries power beyond what you may have realized. For even when your heart is kept pure, even when your spirit is preserved, there is yet another gate through which destiny is shaped: your tongue. Do not forget that I created the heavens and the earth by my word. I spoke, and the formless void became filled with light. I declared, and creation came forth. This same principle, though in lesser measure, I have placed within you. The words you speak are not idle sounds. They carry weight. They create atmosphere. They release life or death. This is why the next principle for those who are not of this world is this: speak with authority. You must understand that your words are not casual. They are seeds, and every seed you plant will bring forth a harvest. Some plant life, others plant death. Some plant faith, others plant fear. My word has spoken clearly in Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Do not treat lightly the words that leave your mouth, for they are not just passing breath. They are instruments of creation. When you speak weakness, you invite weakness. When you speak defeat, you shape an atmosphere of failure. But when you speak life, you call forth what aligns with heaven. When you declare truth, you partner with my spirit to bring it into being. Too often you have allowed your mouth to echo the doubts of your mind, to repeat the lies of the enemy, to agree with the fears whispered into your heart. This is why your reality has sometimes seemed heavy, why your atmosphere has felt clouded. You have unknowingly given voice to the very things designed to hold you captive. But I tell you now, it must not continue. You must use your voice as a weapon, not as a chain. You must speak in alignment with the destiny I have declared over you, not in agreement with the doubts that seek to silence you. When you rise in the morning, your words can set the tone for the day. Will you declare that you are weary, that you are broken, that you cannot go on? Or will you declare that my strength is your portion, that my spirit is your power, that my promises are your inheritance? When you stand before challenges, will you speak of your fear? Or will you proclaim that greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world? Do not underestimate this choice, for what you speak is what you live. Speaking with authority does not mean ignoring your struggles. It means refusing to let your struggles have the final word. It means lifting your voice above the noise of doubt, declaring what is true even when you do not yet see it. For faith is not proven when everything makes sense. Faith is proven when nothing does. When the path is unclear and still you declare, I will walk in victory, then you partner with heaven. When the night is dark and still you declare, the light of the Lord is my salvation, then you command the dawn to rise. Authority is not found in volume, but in alignment. Speak not out of your own strength, but out of the word I have given you. Every time you use your words with faith, you shift the atmosphere around you. Chains are broken, darkness trembles, and doors begin to open. The enemy knows this, which is why he works tirelessly to fill your mouth with complaint, with fear, with doubt. He wants you to curse your own destiny with your own tongue. He knows he cannot steal the authority I have given you, so he tries to convince you to use it against yourself. But you must resist him. You must discipline your tongue as carefully as you guard your heart. Let your mouth become a fountain of life. Speak words that edify, words that strengthen, words that call forth what I have placed within you. Declare your identity daily. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are not of this world. Declare your destiny boldly. You are meant to rise, meant to lead, meant to walk in dominion. Speak to your atmosphere. Command peace over chaos. Declare healing over sickness. Proclaim provision over lack. Your words are not empty. They are filled with divine weight. Do not think that this authority belongs only to prophets or leaders. Every chosen one carries this gift. Every one of my children has a tongue that can build or destroy. Authority is not about position. It is about identity. Because you are mine, because my spirit dwells in you, you have been entrusted with this power. Use it with wisdom. Use it with reverence and use it with boldness. For when you speak in alignment with my word, heaven itself responds. Consider how often my son demonstrated this principle. He spoke to storms, and they grew calm. He spoke to the sick, and they were healed. He spoke to the dead, and they rose again. He showed you that words aligned with heaven have the power to shift realities. And he declared that greater works would you do because he would send his Spirit. If he walked in such authority, how much more should you, who carry the same Spirit, walk in it now? I do not want your words to echo fear any longer. I want them to resound with faith. I do not want your mouth to declare defeat. I want it to release victory. This is why you must discipline your speech. Refuse to gossip. Refuse to complain. Refuse to speak in ways that drag your spirit down. Train your tongue to bless, to build, to believe. Let your mouth be an instrument of my glory, not a tool of the enemy. And remember this, speaking with authority is not about pretending. It is about aligning with truth deeper than what you see. It is about declaring what I have promised, even when your eyes have not yet seen it. The world speaks what it sees. My children speak what I have revealed. The world waits for evidence. My children speak by faith, for you walk not by sight but by revelation. And revelation always precedes manifestation. So I charge you, chosen one, open your mouth and speak. Do not remain silent in the face of opposition. Do not let fear steal your voice. Declare life where there is death. Proclaim hope where there is despair. Speak victory before you see it. For your voice, when aligned with mine, carries more power than you have imagined. This is the principle of those who are not of the world. They do not speak as the world speaks. They speak as heaven speaks. They do not echo the language of defeat. They declare the language of destiny. They do not allow their tongue to serve fear. They train it to release faith. And in doing so, they shape the reality around them to reflect the kingdom within them. Guard your words as you guard your spirit. Let your tongue become the weapon I designed it to be. For in your mouth is the power of life and death. Choose life. Speak life. And as you do, watch how atmospheres shift. Watch how mountains move. Watch how chains fall. You are not ordinary, and neither are your words. Use them with authority, and you will see my glory revealed in ways that will leave no doubt that you are mine. My beloved, now that you have heard my call to use your voice with authority, you must also hear the next principle, for it is inseparable from the last. The words you speak will shape your reality, but those words must be anchored in faith if they are to carry weight in the Spirit. This is why I now tell you, you must walk by faith, not by sight. For my word declares in 2 Corinthians chapter 5:7, we walk by faith, not by sight. These are not empty words, but a command for how you are to live as one who is not of this world. Sight is the currency of the world. Men and women who live according to flesh trust only what their eyes can measure, their hands can touch, and their minds can reason. They build their lives on what appears certain, yet everything they build crumbles in time, for the visible is temporary. But I call you higher. You are not to depend on evidence alone, for evidence shifts. You are to depend on revelation, for revelation endures. Faith is not blind optimism. It is vision rooted in truth greater than the senses. It is the ability to see beyond what is into what I have spoken. Consider the times in your life when you waited for proof before moving. You hesitated, you delayed, because the path was not clear. Yet when you finally stepped forward in trust, you discovered that provision had already been waiting. This is the mystery of faith. It unlocks what cannot be accessed by sight. If you insist on waiting for visible confirmation, you will miss the doors that open only to those who move at my word. Walking by faith is not reckless. It is obedience. It is choosing to trust what I have said, even when what you see seems to deny it. Do you not remember that I spoke light into darkness before there was a sun? I called forth stars before they appeared in the heavens. My word carried reality before reality could be seen. This is the pattern I call you to walk in. Faith declares before evidence appears. Faith steps forward when the ground is still hidden. Faith obeys when logic protests. Faith does not deny what is seen. It simply declares that what is unseen holds greater power. The world mocks this way of living, for it cannot understand it. It demands proof before trust, certainty before action, sight before steps. But if you live this way, you will remain bound to the systems of the world. To be mine is to embrace the unseen. To be mine is to act on revelation, even when your senses scream for control. To be mine is to trust that what I have spoken is more real than what you see with your eyes. Walking by faith will stretch you, for it requires surrender. You must release your dependence on your own understanding. You must relinquish your demand to know the outcome before you obey. You must silence the voice that says, "I will believe it when I see it," and replace it with the voice that says, "I will see it because I believe it." This is not easy, but it is necessary. For without faith, it is impossible to please me. Without faith, you will always retreat when sight is dim. But with faith, you will stand firm even when the storm rages, because you know who holds the storm in his hands. Faith is not a feeling, it is a choice. It is not rooted in your emotions, but in my promises. Feelings rise and fall like waves, but my word remains steady. You must anchor your life in what I have spoken, not in what you feel in a moment of weakness. When doubt rises, declare my word. When fear whispers, speak truth. When sight fails, hold fast to revelation. For revelation is the light that carries you when your eyes cannot see. You may ask, how do I walk by faith in the daily moments of my life? It is simple, though not always easy. When you are faced with lack, choose to declare my provision instead of speaking despair. When sickness threatens, choose to declare my healing instead of surrendering to fear. When doors seem closed, choose to declare my favor instead of resigning to defeat. Faith is practiced in these choices. Each time you choose revelation over evidence, you strengthen your spirit. Each time you step forward on my word alone, you build the muscle of faith that will sustain you in greater battles. The enemy will fight this principle fiercely, for he knows that a child of God walking by faith is unstoppable. He will flood your senses with fear, surround you with voices of doubt, and magnify obstacles before your eyes. But remember, these are only distractions. They are shadows meant to intimidate you, not substance strong enough to stop you. The truth is this: if you walk by faith, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. If you walk by faith, mountains will move. If you walk by faith, chains will break. For faith links you directly to my power, bypassing the limitations of human strength. My child, hear me clearly. Walking by faith does not mean you will not feel fear. It means you will not bow to it. It does not mean you will not see obstacles. It means you will not be defined by them. It does not mean you will have all the answers. It means you will trust the one who does. Faith does not deny the storm. It declares peace in the midst of it. Faith does not ignore the valley. It walks through it knowing that my rod and my staff will comfort you. Faith does not avoid the fire. It steps into it knowing that not even the flames can consume what I have anointed. This is why I command you to walk by faith, not by sight. For sight will deceive you, but faith will guide you. Sight will limit you, but faith will release you. Sight will bind you to the possible, but faith will open the door to the impossible. With sight, you live confined to what already exists. With faith, you partner with me to call forth what has not yet been. So do not wait for proof before you move. Do not delay obedience until circumstances align. When I speak, step forward. When I call, answer. When I reveal, act. For in your obedience, faith becomes sight. In your trust, promises become reality. In your boldness, heaven touches earth. This is the way of those who are not of this world. They do not walk as others walk. They do not depend on what can be measured by flesh. They walk by revelation, not by evidence. They live by promises, not by appearances. They move by faith, and because of it, they overcome. Take this truth deep into your heart. Let it shape your steps and steady your spirit. For the days ahead will require faith greater than sight. The path will not always be clear. The answers will not always be near, but I will always be with you. And if you walk by faith, you will never be lost. For faith is the compass that leads you home, the shield that deflects the enemy's arrows, the key that unlocks the fullness of your destiny. So rise now and walk by faith. Refuse to be enslaved by what your eyes can see. Trust the revelation I have given you. Declare what I have promised. Step into what I have called you to, for you are not of this world, and you cannot live as if you were. You are mine, and I have destined you to walk by faith, not by sight. My beloved, now that I have called you to walk by faith and not by sight, I must lead you to the final principle that holds all the others together. For how can you stand against the rejection of the world, guard your spirit from corruption, speak with authority, and walk by faith if you are cut off from the very source of your strength? Hear me clearly. Apart from me, you can do nothing. This is not simply counsel. It is truth written into the fabric of your being. My Son declared it in John 15:5. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Understand this well. For the world has lied to you. It has told you that success comes from striving, that peace comes from possessions, that strength comes from your own willpower. But I tell you, these are illusions. They may glitter for a moment, but they cannot endure. True life, true wisdom, true authority flows only from me. I am the source, and without me, your efforts will wither like a branch severed from the vine. You may move for a time, but the life will drain. You may shine for a season, but the flame will dim. Only in me is there lasting strength, lasting clarity, lasting fruit. To remain in me is not a passive state. It is a disciplined choice. Presence is not accidental. It is cultivated. You must build the rhythms of abiding into your days. Do not treat my presence as an occasional visit. Treat it as your dwelling. Prayer is not to be your last resort. It is to be your constant breath. My word is not a book to glance at when convenient. It is the food that sustains your soul. Community with those who carry my spirit is not optional. It is essential. When you weave these disciplines into your life, you create channels through which my power flows unhindered. Prayer aligns your heart with mine. In prayer, you are reminded that you are not alone, that heaven is near, that I listen and respond. Prayer is the place where burdens are lifted, where direction is given, where strength is renewed. When you neglect prayer, you carry weights that were never yours to bear. When you embrace prayer, you exchange your weakness for my strength. This is why I urge you, pray without ceasing. Do not relegate prayer to a moment, but let it become the posture of your spirit. Meditation on my word sharpens your discernment. My word is not just text on a page. It is living, active, sharper than any sword. It cuts through deception, exposes lies, and establishes truth. When you fill your mind with my word, you create a shield against the enemy's whispers. When you let my word dwell richly within you, your thoughts are purified, your decisions are guided, and your path is made straight. Do not let the noise of the world drown out my voice. Silence the distractions, open the scriptures, and let revelation flow. For in my word, you will find wisdom that sight cannot give, direction that feelings cannot supply, and promises that time cannot erase. Community with those who are kingdom-minded sustains your fire. Isolation leaves you vulnerable, but fellowship strengthens you. Just as coals burn hotter when together, so too does your spirit burn brighter in the company of those who share your calling. Surround yourself with voices that uplift, that challenge, that sharpen your faith. Walk with those who remind you who you are when the world tries to make you forget. Do not forsake assembling with those who are mine. For in community you will find encouragement, accountability, and strength. Alone, you may falter. Together, you will endure. To abide in me is to live with constant awareness of my presence. It is to wake in the morning and know I am with you. It is to walk through the day and sense my hand guiding you. It is to lie down at night and rest in the assurance that I never leave you. This is not fantasy. This is reality for those who remain in me. I am closer than your breath, nearer than your thoughts, present in every moment. The more you attune yourself to me, the more you will walk in wisdom beyond your years, in authority beyond your experience, in strength beyond your capacity. When you remain in me, fruit will follow. You do not need to force it, for fruit is the natural outcome of connection. Love will grow where bitterness once ruled. Peace will flow where anxiety once reigned. Joy will rise where sorrow once lingered. Patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are not human achievements, but divine evidence of abiding. When you are connected to the source, you bear fruit that testifies of me, fruit that remains, fruit that nourishes others. But when you disconnect, you wither. This is why so many feel drained, wandering, unstable. They have attempted to live apart from me. They have drawn from empty wells, sought strength in fleeting things, depended on their own understanding. And in the end, they have found themselves weary and wanting. My child, do not follow that path. Remain in me. Let your roots sink deep. Draw from my spirit daily. For apart from me, you can do nothing, but in me, you can do all things. This principle is not simply about survival. It is about living victoriously. Those who abide in me do not stumble through life, hoping for scraps of blessing. They walk in authority, for they know the one who sends them. They speak with wisdom, for they hear the voice of their shepherd. They move in power, for they are connected to the source of all power. The world may tremble, but they remain unshaken. Storms may rage, but they remain at peace. Challenges may rise, but they overcome. To remain in me is to choose daily alignment. It is to turn away from distractions that dull your awareness, from sins that grieve my spirit, from voices that lead you astray. It is to choose to stay close, to stay rooted, to stay attuned. It is to build your life around my presence, not to fit me into the corners of your day. For I am not an addition to your life, I am your life. So, my beloved, hear this and let it settle deep. Do not attempt to walk this journey in your own strength. Do not rely on your own wisdom. Do not trust in the fleeting systems of the world. Stay connected to the source. Let prayer be your breath, my word your foundation, and fellowship your shield. Remain in me, and you will live in authority, wisdom, and power that no force on earth can shake. This is the fifth principle of those who are not of this world, and it is the thread that binds all the others together. For without me, you cannot stop trying to fit in. Without me, you cannot guard your spirit. Without me, you cannot speak with true authority. Without me, you cannot walk by faith. But with me, all things are possible. With me, you will rise. With me, you will endure. With me, you will shine. My beloved, now that you have heard how to remain in me as your source, you must hear this final call that demands your response. For too long, doubt has whispered to you that you are small, that you are forgotten, that your life carries no weight. Too often insecurity has pressed upon your spirit, convincing you that others are greater, that you are less, that you are unworthy of what I have spoken. But I come now to break those lies with truth. You are not ordinary, you are not overlooked, and you are not abandoned. You are chosen, you are marked, you are mine. I formed you with intention. I placed my hand upon you before your first breath. I wrote your days before they unfolded. You were not an accident, nor were you sent to this world without purpose. You were born for this time, not another. You were sent for this generation, not the past nor the future. Every gift within you, every fire in your heart, every longing for more has been carefully woven into you, because I destined you to rise now. This moment is not a mistake. It is an assignment. Do not let hesitation silence you. Do not let fear delay you. Do not wait for perfect conditions to obey. The world tells you to prepare endlessly, to second-guess constantly, to question whether you are ready. But I tell you, the time is now. This is not the hour for shrinking back. This is the hour for stepping forward. You carry my spirit, and because of this, you lack nothing needed for the task. You were sent to lead, to shine, to release my presence into the darkness around you. Rise, chosen one. Shake off the weight of uncertainty and step into the authority I have placed upon you. Lift your head, for you are marked by heaven. Lift your voice, for your words carry power. Lift your steps, for your path is prepared. The season of hesitation has ended, and the season of action has begun. You were not meant to fade into the background. You were meant to stand as a living testimony of my glory. The kingdom calls, and you must answer. The harvest is great, the hour is urgent, and your role cannot be filled by another. Do not despise the difference that sets you apart. Do not diminish the fire that burns within you. Embrace it, for it is the very evidence that you are mine. You were created for dominion, not defeat. You were created for victory, not survival. You were created to rise. So hear me clearly. No more waiting, no more doubting, no more hesitating. Step into who you truly are. Live as my chosen. Walk as my anointed. Lead as one who carries heaven within. The time is now, and I am with you. Go forward in power, for you are mine. Beloved one, I see you. I see that you have stayed, listening with an open heart to every word that has been spoken. Your willingness to remain until the end is not unnoticed. It is the sign of a heart prepared for the next word, a spirit ready for deeper revelation. I honor your hunger and your perseverance. This is how I know you are mine, for only those whom I have marked can feel my pull so strongly that they will stay and drink deeply from what I pour out. Hear me one more time. You are not ordinary, and you have never been forgotten. You are chosen, sealed, and sent. You carry my image. You were born for this time, anointed for this hour, set apart for purposes that reach beyond your imagination. I have taught you how to stand when others fall, how to guard your spirit, how to speak with authority, how to walk by faith, and how to remain in me as your source. All of this was not theory. It is your life. Take these truths and live them, for they will make you unshakable. If this word has met you where you are, respond to me now. Leave a testimony in the comments, ask for prayer, or simply type, "I receive this word," so that the family of faith can stand with you. Share this message with those who are desperate, with loved ones who have lost their voice, with friends fighting battles that are not their own. Subscribe and turn on the bell, for heaven is not done speaking. Until we meet again in the next word from heaven, stay quiet in your spirit, stay faithful in your walk, and watch as I move on your behalf.